everybody, this is quilt tube number 6 for Words and Stitches. My name's Mary. Welcome to my channel, my quilt tubes, where I just yak at you. Hopefully you're yakking back in a nice way, and if not, I don't, whatever. But let's get to some fun talk about quilting. I guess I've encountered just some very interesting things in the last couple of weeks since I got home from Branson, and while I was at Branson, some cool things happened. And I've got some things to show you today that I've been working on. I was supposed to teach a class tonight on EPP, and the owner of the shop called early this morning, and she's fallen ill, and anyway, she was able to get it rescheduled for next week. But that just gave me a whole bunch of time to do some fun talking. So I wrote my blog this morning. I've done a little EPP. Done a little bit of EPP. I don't know what that string's from. Oh, I do too. I know exactly what that's from. Let me lay that down and I'll get it. My table runner that EPP's about, it's getting really close to being ready to quilt, so I'm getting kind of excited about that. But I talked to you a little bit about the classes that I took last time, and gosh, I said I got some really neat threads. I didn't know what they were. Well, they're Wonder Fills, all but one of them. One of them's a DMC, but aren't these the brightest, coolest colors? I'm telling you, I love color and I love thread, and I can't seem to get around it. Everywhere I go, I'm talking about, ooh, look what color that is. Ooh, I love your color of your shirt, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I have on my, I'll stand up and let you see my Quilt Week t-shirt. Anyway, beautiful colors. The reason I bought it, beautiful colors. Because Lord knows I don't need any more t-shirts with quilt stuff on them. But I like them. Anyway. There was that. Oh, and then I was going to show you, I found my other threads. I told you I had some wool thread. This is the one I showed you, but look how thick that is. Isn't that going to be beautiful on some wool, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. And I got this kind of pumpkin-y color and this taupe color. I love taupe. I have really fallen in love with that color over the years. I can remember when I was a kid going, that's just brown. That's just brown. I'm sick of brown. I don't want to wear brown, Mom. I want to wear... She'd say, it's taupe. No, it's not. It's brown. Anyway, now it's taupe to me. I don't know. Anyway, well, I don't even know where to begin. So while I have this wool thread out, I want to show you. So while I was at Branson, I ran into Mickey and Adam. Adam's so fun, and his sidekick Mickey, or maybe Mickey's... I don't know, but anyway, I've taken a couple of classes with them, and I met them both out at Academy after I bought my long arm machine, and oh my goodness gracious, Mickey showed me at Academy this wool felting foot. So a couple of years ago, I bought one. I haven't used it a whole lot. Can you see that? I haven't used it a whole lot, but I have some, and this is kind of my new love with it. So I felted this shortly after I got out of my sling from shoulder surgery. I needed to get back to using my shoulder and stuff with physical therapy. And so this was a small movement, and I thought that would be a good place to start. So I did that, and I just took one of my, I have Pro Stitcher. So one of my Pro Stitcher things, which was this cactus, and I stitched it out. And then I took roving because I like to hand needle felt, and maybe one of these days I'll show you all that stuff. But anyway, I like to needle felt by hand, and I like to wet felt and stuff. So I have kind of a supply of that kind of stuff. So I kind of look like I'm looking at you cockeyed. I don't aim to be. Hope I'm not. Anyway, I got that stuff out, and I did this. And I did a few other things, a few practice things, different kinds of things. But now I'm taking thread and embellishing it. It's kind of one of those long sew projects. I tend to have a lot of those. Anyway, Adam and Mickey were great fun to see, and just, I don't know them that well, but I know them well enough that I recognize them when I go places, and I've talked to them enough now with my fandom or whatever. that they recognize me, and we have a fun little chit chat. So that was really cool. And it made me think about getting that out and getting back to it. But I got to get some of this EPP stuff done. Which brings me to one of the other fun things that's happened to me since I went to Branson. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Anyway, the other day I had to go to Columbia, go Mizzou, and there's some really nice quilt shops in and around Columbia. Well, I'm telling you, if you want to take a shop hop through Missouri, just let me know. I'll give you a list, and I'll make you a big circle, mainly for the central and northern part of Missouri, but I can help you out quite a bit. And if I don't know, I have some ways to find out. So if you want to do that, let me know. Anyway, I was in one of my shops in Columbia, Apple Tree Quilting Center, and I heard this voice. I thought, and I saw this lady, and I thought, did this voice? I don't know. Anyway, I thought, I know her. I know her. As soon as she said her last, and I heard her last name when she was talking to the clerk that was working with her. I was like, oh my God, that's Kathy. That's Kathy. Well, Kathy and I met several years ago at this quilt shop. We took a Tula Pink class and learned how to EPP. Anyway, so Tula taught us, and she asked me about my Tula Nova. That was what we were working on, and hers is finished. She said, I was just thinking about you the other day. I got it all finished, and I was looking at it and thinking, oh. She goes, did you get yours finished? I bet you finished yours. No, I have not. I went on to some other things, learning a long arm and finishing my teaching career and, blah, blah, blah. That's my excuse anyway. But I do have a big chunk of it done. All in lovely Tula fabrics. Yikes. Isn't it cool? I don't know. Let me see. Did you get to see it all? Yeah. Anyway, I have a bunch of the pieces already glue basted and ready to go and stuff. So I got this out and set it, where I could see it so that it'll keep me going. Okay, finish up what I'm doing, work on this. Although I have some ideas of something I want to try with EPP when I get some of these done. I got a couple of little things I kind of want to design for myself. And maybe some friends to use. But Kathy and I met there, and we sat with another lady named Melissa, who is just very kind and very sweet too. We are connected. Melissa and I are connected on social media and stuff, and I'll explain that in a minute. But Kathy and I went on to take another class in curved piecing together, and I thought I might be able to show you this one. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't think I can get it all up there. I'm kind of short, but oh my gosh, I learned so much at this class from Louise. Bought the ruler, bought the book, have a couple I made another thing too out of that book. I'll look that book up and show you next time. Anyway, so that was fun to see her and catch up just a few minutes anyway. And then Melissa. So Melissa and Kathy and I sat together at the Tula Pink class, and we made, became friendly and whatever. And then a year or so later, I went to a retreat in Liberty, Missouri, at Quilting is My Therapy, and that's a few hours away. And I like to do things like that, just kind of sneak away by myself. I was still teaching, and it was just so wonderful. And I met some really neat people there, Tina and Rhonda. And, Melissa and I kind of figured out that we had sat together and done this and got our names straight. And she doesn't live that far from me. Well, far enough. Everybody lives far enough from me because I live in the middle of everywhere. I always say instead of the middle of nowhere, I live in the middle of everywhere. But we stayed connected on social media, and we also have become pattern testers for Rhonda, who we met at that same retreat. I'm going somewhere with this. Just give me a minute. Anyway, Rhonda and I have become really good friends. We have met up at a quilt show. We've talked lots and lots and lots of times. I've helped her edit patterns. I've helped her test patterns, and so has Melissa. And she recently sold her home and moved into a new home. And her son is I think it's her son-in-law. They're building her a new studio in the basement. I think it's finished, but anyway, she's not all set up and ready to get back at it quite as quickly as she wants to be. She's starting slow. Anyway, when I came home from Branson, I got a box, and it was from Rhonda. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you that. If you've heard me talk much, you know that one of my absolute favorite designers is Tilda. This is what was in that box. So, more. All of this is Tilda Jubilee. Now, I want to say, I'm not affiliated with Tilda in any way. But if you're on Instagram or any of those places, you know that there are all these like giveaways, and if you like this and you like that, and tag 4 friends. And Rhonda and I tag each other a lot on those kinds of things. She sees them more than I do. I kind of forget to watch for them, or I forget to do them, that kind of thing. She won. She was so excited that she won. But because she doesn't have her studio quite the way she wants it yet, and because Tilda is kind of more my style. I mean, she likes all fabrics and thinks Tilda's beautiful. I'm not saying that at all, but she just thought, she just told me the other day when I was talking to her that she thought that I would get more joy out of using them before she could ever get to them. Well, I just cried. I don't know, you know, I'm like, a whole box of fat quarters of an entire collection plus buttons. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Tilda. Can't wait to make something. So I've been looking for stuff to make. And isn't that such a dear friend to have just met at a retreat? And quilting is amazing. The circle, the width of the circle. My circle is big, getting bigger all the time, and I just love that. I love that a lot. Anyway, I found this Bowers of Flowers by I think her name's Lynn. Yep, Lynn Brown. Let me show you a better picture. This is a better picture. I'm thinking some of my Tilda fat quarters are gonna become a Bower of Flowers. I don't know. Anyway, friends. So, sorry, I ducked out, but that was falling on some important things. I kind of have things stacked around so I could talk about everything. Which brings me to the other friend that I have gotten back acquainted with just a little tiny bit. So, I've been working on my One Block Wonder. I have all the little half hexies made, and I'm in the process every chance I get of running in here and making a vertical row so that I can get it put together. Well, now that I have this extra time this week, I'm hoping I can get that done. But while I was at Branson, one of my, oh my gosh, friend from years and years and years ago, I mean years ago, 34, I think we met 34 years ago. Anyway, or we were friends 34 years ago. When I first got married, I lived in a little town south of here called Mexico, and she was my backyard, one of my backyard neighbors, and her name's Laura. And I live in kind of a touristy area where there's lots of campgrounds, and she camps a lot over at a campground, not too many miles from me. We've run into each other here and there, but you know, it's been a hi, how are you? How are your kids? How are your kids? Her kids were older than mine, and her daughter used to babysit my older son right after we had him. Eddie and I hadn't been married very long, and we lived there about about 4 years anyway. And we'd been married for like 3 years and had lived there. That was our first home. And anyway, she reached out and said, hey, I have all these friends at my campground, a circle of friends that we sew together and shop together and we have the best time. Would you facilitate a class for us? I'm so excited. So we've been talking, and one of the things we've been talking about is maybe doing some One Block Wonder table runners. So I'm excited for that to happen this summer and to get the chance to catch up with her. And I've said all that for just so I can make the point, because I always like to make a point. I think that's teacher in me, but my point is, my goodness, the friends I have made because of quilting. Anyway, I really don't have anything else right now, and I've probably taken up way too much time if you've lasted this long. But one thing that I really want to do is, I have one living elder, as in like in my family, not in Eddie's family, there are more, but in my family, that generation, my aunts and uncles and mom, dad, all my family's gone except for this one. And her name is Billy. And I am hoping that we talked yesterday, and I'm hoping that her grandchildren get her YouTube up on her new TV so that she can see me. And if she can, I just want to say, hi, Aunt Billy. Glad you showed up. All right, I guess I better go because I really don't have anything else to talk about. And I'll see you soon. Happy stitches. Have a great week. I hope you all have some spring-like weather. I'm kind of getting the itch to get in my flower beds, but it's rainy here today. So anyway, have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye.